Hi guys, welcome back. Today I have an exciting project planned for you. This is something that you can use over and over and over again. It can take you as long or as short as you want it to. We are making these things called collagraphs. And from these, we can create these really cool works of art that is made using this, which is what we call a plate. So collagraph is a type of printmaking. Printmaking is something that you've done with me before, most likely if you've used our jelly plates in class, or it's really any type of stamping. So anything you make that you can then repeat over and over again is a type of printmaking. There's also a type of printmaking called a mono print. Mono means one. So with that type of printmaking, you can only make one of the thing you're making. But this type of printmaking we're doing is something that can be repeated over and over again. So after we make these today, I want you guys to save them because we will be using them in future lessons. So just find a good spot in your house where your little brother's not going to get it, or the dog, somewhere that you'll know where it's at so we can get it out for a future lesson. So what you're going to need today is some thin cardboard from like a cereal box. This is from like a package we had at our house. Or like a granola bar box. You're going to need those scraps from your sketchbooks if you made the sketchbooks with me. You'll need scissors, glue, some crayons, or some oil pastels, and paper. You might also want to use some Sharpies or markers, so if you have those on hand, you could use those too. So yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I have my workstation set up. I have multiple pieces of cardboard. I'll explain in a second. Some glue. I've squeezed the glue out on like a little piece of paper so I can just like use my finger to glue, because trying to squeeze it out every time is annoying. If you only have glue stick, that'll be fine. Liquid glue is great. And then if you have nothing and you happen to have like a hot glue gun, that's fine. And then last resort, you could always use some tape. So this is all I have on hand is this tacky glue. So that's what I'm going to be using. And then my scissors. Think about what you want to make yours. I don't care if you build a face, you build a tree, something from nature, your house. It could be whatever you want. I am personally going to build what's called a mandala, which is a circular design, a circular work of art, and it's meant to bring peace to the person making it. So that is something that I love. That's like a design I like to make, a design I like to have around my house. So that is what I am creating. So you can create along with me, or you can watch my process and then choose for yourself what you'd like to make. So the way I started is I just cut a piece of cardboard from my package about the size of a piece of paper. It's just a little bit smaller. And then I have the scraps from our sketchbooks right here, and then some other scraps that I've just cut apart from my package. And we are going to start building our collagraph plate is what this is called. So a mandala starts from the center and works its way out. And it's a circular design, which is also called radial. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. I don't have a plan for mine. If you would like a plan for yours, you can sketch it on here so you can make the pieces fit. Or you can just kind of wing it, which is what I like to do. So I'm just going to start laying out pieces, and I'm starting in the center because my mandala is supposed to be something that emerges or radiates from the center. If you've taken art club with me or some of my older students, you know that I love mandalas and that we do those pretty often. So if you notice I haven't glued anything down yet, that's because I want to make sure everything is where I want it to be before I start gluing and then have to peel it off and start over. I only have one layer of cardboard right now, but I am going to build it so that I have multiple layers. So that could mean like maybe on this square in the middle, I cut a smaller square and place it on top. And this is just oh goodness, excuse me. This is just going to give our collagraph, our image that we're going to make, some more like dimension and look more interesting than if we just left it, one layer. So I'm going to keep working. I'm not gluing just yet. I'm just trying to make this as interesting and unique as I can. Remember, if you don't want to be making a mandala, you can make other things as well. So there's another art teacher out there who is doing lessons just like this for her students. And she did a lesson similar to this for them, but she had them all make robots, which is a really cool option. Or you could do like a cat or a dog, maybe you do a flower. It could be abstract, just like cool shapes or interesting designs, whatever you want it to be. So I'm gonna finish mine up and then I'm going to show you how to start gluing. Okay, so at this point I am ready to glue. I could keep going and add more designs, but I want to get moving so you guys can see what the final result is going to be. So if you have your glue, remember I said glue stick, hot glue, any kind of glue you have on hand will work. I went ahead and just put some of my liquid glue on this little scrap. I'm gonna use my finger, it's just easier than trying to get this to work the whole time. So step by step, one by one, you're gonna pick up each piece. You're going to put some glue on the back of it, put it back where it was, and I like my rule, especially my younger students know this, is to hold it for 10 seconds. And that just makes sure it gets on there nice and sticky, it's not going anywhere. We want these to be strong because we're going to be laying a piece of paper on top of them and kind of coloring with crayon or oil pastel on top of the paper, and we don't want our little pieces to pop up when we do that. So take some time now to go ahead and glue yours down. Make sure everything's nice and sticky, nothing is peeling up. And we're gonna let these guys dry and then I'm gonna show you guys how to make a rubbing. And I'm done gluing. I accidentally glued the wrong side of this guy, but that's all right, no big deal. So, oh my gosh. Whoopsies. Okay, now I'm done. So we wanna let these guys dry. Probably, I don't know, it depends on the kind of glue you use, but probably for like 15-20 minutes. So in the meantime, clean up your work area, get rid of all your little scraps, and then find yourself some printer paper. I'm gonna use this article that I had to have for school. I'm gonna do the back of it for like an experiment one, and then I have a couple pieces of paper for my final version. So we're gonna move our collagraphs, let them dry, and then when they are dry, we are going to do a print. All right, my friends, we are back. My collagraph is dry and I am ready to make a print. So like I said, you're gonna need some printer paper. I am using a crayon. You need to peel the paper off of the crayons. And then I also have oil pastels here. If you have these at home, I know some of you have like those little art kits. You're also gonna need to peel the paper off of the crayons, or I mean the oil pastel. We're gonna use the side of this, not the tip that you would normally use, just the side. We're gonna lay our paper on top, try to center it on our design below. Take your crayon or oil pastel on its side, hold your paper with one hand, and start using the side of your crayon to go up the page, and your design will start to come through. It's like magic. And then I also like to go side to side, just to make sure everything's coming through. And then you have a print of your design, which is really cool. So you can just keep doing single prints like this, or you could use another color or another material and kind of get like an echo that comes through. So it's like the same image repeated, but just in a different color and maybe a slightly different location. And that's going to start kind of creating just this whole different texture and design for you, which is kind of fun. So you can experiment with this to make all kinds of different, you know, textures, techniques, different effects. And then something I like to do after I've created a bunch of prints that I like with different types of color choices, I like to take, I have colorful Sharpies here at my house, but you can use just like regular Crayola markers. And I like to go through and add some designs onto my Collagraph to make it pop and stand out even more. And I could keep going and adding more and more to this. So I challenge you guys to make as many different versions of your Collagraph as you can. I'm going to keep making more and post them to my Instagram. If you don't follow me, you can. And I want to see what you guys are creating. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you get creative with it. And I can't wait to see what you've made. Good job, guys. Hooray! You did it! You made a Collagraph and a print, which is super exciting. I hope you guys liked that lesson. I've never made one of those before, so I'm really excited with how it turned out. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another video. We are going to use our Collagraph plate and some foil to make something really awesome with it. I'm gonna keep you guessing on what that is. So for tomorrow, you're gonna need some aluminum foil if you have that at your house. You'll also need a sponge, some water, and some washable markers, like just plain Crayola markers, but no Sharpies. So yeah, if you guys make some prints and you love them, please share them either to my Instagram or on Schoology if you're in our groups on Schoology, or if your parents have my contact information, they can send it there too. I love seeing what you guys are creating. So yeah, have fun with it, make some cool stuff. I can't wait to see it. See you tomorrow.